is Sarah. Welcome to the It is a Sarah podcast. Today it is July 3. No, it is Wednesday, July 3, 2024. July 3rd, 2024. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. I love to knit, I love to crochet, I love to sew, that's new. And I love to talk, that's not new. So that's the perfect combination for making this daily podcast. I make my episodes in Dutch and in English, so be sure you pick the right one. Okay, I am ready for a good chat, and let me start with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Hinterland dress. It's not a new one. I made it a few months ago, I think in December. I'm very proud on this dress because this is the first Hinterland I completed myself. It is a short sleeved one. I started with 3/4 sleeves length, but that was not my thing. I thought short sleeves was also not my thing, but it's really making me happy. I love wearing these short sleeve dresses. I only have one. I love wearing this short sleeve dress, so I need more in my life. It was my plan to wear my Sommerknus blouse over it. I did put it on this morning, but again, it was too warm. An extra layer is not working for me in July. Even if it's autumn weather in July, it's very cold and wet today in the Netherlands. I think it's 15 degrees. It's raining all day. And it's not really warm, but the house is still warm from last week. And I just didn't feel comfortable with 2 layers on my body. I get overheated so quickly. So I put it out. It made me realize that it probably is better when I would add some extra length. Because I made it cropped, and that's perfect to wear on dresses, but it's too short to wear on my skirts. I really love to wear my skirts high-waisted these days and put my upper garment in it and, do you say tuck it in and blouse it a little bit over the waistband, but that is not an option with the Sommerknus. So maybe it's better to add some centimeters. I doubted about it. But I also have the plan to make a black second one. I knitted it in Fonty Bohème, and the yarn and the pattern, it's really a love match for me. So I immediately felt the need for a second one, and I was thinking about maybe adding some other structure stitches to keep it interesting for me. But now it's a few weeks ago since I made this one, and maybe it's just okay to make exactly the same one in another color. So I'm thinking of making the black one first and add some extra length on the black one and see how it works out. And if it works out good, I will do that on the brownie orange one too. I only have to rib out the tiny ribbing and then just add a little bit. But I think making a black one, it would be the perfect holiday project when we go camping, because it is not a hard project, it's not difficult, but it's also not boring. So I think my girl is singing. I don't know if you can hear her. Yeah. There's also some noise outside. Someone's cleaning, I guess. I hope you can't hear it, but I can. I can hear it. It's annoying, but doesn't matter. That's how life is. So I didn't decide yet what I do first, but I think I will cast on the black one first, but not today, and also not tomorrow. I do picked my what's its name? My Leith cardigan, my scrappy version of the Leith cardigan. That's a pattern from Rebecca from the Crea Bea. I finished this one a couple weeks ago. It's absolutely a lovely cardigan, and it's not especially a summer cardigan. It's fingering weight yarn held double. But I wear it as a jacket on this cold day in July. So when I go outside, I put this one on, and then it's the perfect layer you need outside. So yeah, it's really making me happy today. Yesterday I thought I love to wear dark colors when the weather is gray, but today I need brighter colors, and it's really, yeah, I really love it. So this was such a fun project. Okay, I finished the project yesterday. Not my Hildegard vest. I want to, that would be the perfect garment for today, but I don't have the time. So, but yesterday evening we had an appointment and I could knit a little bit. How do you say? A little bit sneaky knitting I could do. So I finished my sock, my second sock. This is the first one. I showed you in yesterday's video how I made the dropped stitch cable to hide the magic loop leather. When I will knit plain socks again, I will be aware of avoiding the magic loop. But I could. It was already happened. It already happened on these socks, and I just yeah, I just want a nice detail on the sides to hide that leather. So I did that here too. I made a little mistake. I didn't show you. I didn't film all yesterday, only once. The mistake I made, I can show you. I always knit my toes. It doesn't matter if you knit toe up or cuff down. I am a toe up knitter, so I always cast on my stitches here, and then I do some increases. And I used to start immediately at the foot after the increases. So when I had a contrasting color for the toe, I would change the color after the increases. Or when I would add a stitch pattern like knit 2 purl 2 or knit 3 purl 1 or whatever, I would start at that point too. But when I was wearing the sock, the toe was too short. It was not the right balance. It didn't feel good. So I realized I need some extra fabric for the toe. So since then I always add 10 rounds of knit all the stitches. They also belong to the toe. So when I knit the toe in a contrasting color, I do after the increases 10 rounds in the contrasting color, and then I start the second color. And when I do a stitch pattern, the same. First add 10 rounds of knit all the stitches with no increases. You already have the right stitch amount, and then start with the pattern. So what I also did with the dropped stitch cable 3 times, 2 on this one, 2 times on this one and 1 on this time, is drop the stitches until the 10 rounds. You have the increases in the 10 rounds. But the last time I accidentally dropped the stitches too far until the end of the increases. So I skipped the 10 rounds. And I was trying that. It's not really a big problem because I could pick up the stitches again, those 10 rounds, 10 strands, but it wasn't looking nice. It was looking a bit wobbly, and I thought, it doesn't matter. So one dropped stitch cable is a little bit too low. It's here. Instead, this one is starting over here and this one is starting over there. I think the difference is 2 stitches. So it's nothing to worry about, and I'm okay with it. I don't think anyone would notice if I didn't say it. That's perfect. I don't mind to discuss my mistakes. I read a comment. Someone was wondering why do especially women discuss their mistakes? Why do they mention it? For me, my mistakes are things I can learn from, doing it better. It's always important for me to ask myself, am I okay with this mistake or not? Because when I'm really not okay, I just have to put the effort in fixing the mistake, because otherwise I won't enjoy the finished object as much as I want. But also quite sometimes I am okay with the mistake. Then I'm thinking, I'm feeling, and I decide, okay, the mistake can stay. I learn by making mistakes. So I really love to get better and better in things. Doesn't matter what. It can be my housekeeping, it can be my knitting. It doesn't matter. I love to improve myself. Improve, is that, I love to grow. That's the part. I love to grow, and it's not because I think I'm not good enough at the point I am now. I just love the process of growing and getting better in things. That's satisfying for me. So it for me, mentioning my mistakes is a part of growing. Because next time, quite often I have to make my mistakes over and over again before I can grow. But by ignoring my mistakes, there will be no growth, and I don't like that. I miss that. When I won't do that, I would miss that opportunity. And again, it's not because I'm not okay with who I am now or how I am doing things right now. I just love to improve. Yeah. But it is indeed quite often no one would see your mistake, would discover your mistake. And even when you check your wardrobe from store, you see all the mistakes and you never noticed them before, while you only see them when you really check on them. When you are, for example, sewing a dress by yourself and you look at your store-bought dresses and you think, oh, well, I never have seen this. So it's not really important. It's just you only must check your mistakes and mention them if you love growing. If you are too hard on yourself, let the mistakes go. Don't spend any attention. Don't waste time on them. Okay, so I will block the sock. Sock blocking is not particularly necessary. I do think the fabric always looks better after blocking, so that's also with socks. So I love that, and I just love a sock on a sock blocker. I love it for the picture, I love it for the look, I love it for when the socks are a gift. So I always block my socks, but it's not really necessary. But I will put this in a little tub for a few hours, and then I will put it wet on the sock blocker and it will dry, and then they can go to my mother-in-law. I was a little bit afraid that the binding off would be a little bit too tight, but it's actually perfect. And the leg is quite short, but that's how she prefers the socks, how she wanted them. So another finished object. Now I only have one pair of socks on my needles. Now the second pair, my BFF socks, the friendship socks, both the socks are at my friend right now, and I'm not sure if I will receive them back before they will go on holiday. And it's also not a problem. It doesn't really feel, it's a shared work in progress. So it's out of my responsibility right now, so it's okay when it stays there, and I don't need the needles. I also don't need the socks because I have more socks than I can wear. It's just a fun process, and it's not a problem when that process will last for weeks or months even. But I wanted to clear my needles, my sock needles, as much as possible, because next week the surprise sock along from Stephen West will start, and I will join for the first time. I bought the pattern this morning, and I will definitely use yarns from my stash. I don't know if I have the time for it today or tomorrow. I think I will look for the yarns in the weekend or maybe on Monday, and then I will start on Tuesday. I don't think I can make it as a challenge to be ready for the next clue every week, because we will go on holiday. I don't know if I want it, but I also know when I start, I can be quite competitive. I love a good game with myself, again, just for fun. And every time I did the mystery knit along, I just felt into the game. So maybe that will happen now too. I don't know. It's totally different time of the year. I don't know how it will match. We shall see. But I actually want to finish this pair of socks. I want to finish them before Tuesday, but it's quite a job. It will be my on-the-go socks, so I hope I will be on the go quite a while the coming days. These socks are for myself. It is a lovely hand-dyed yarn by a Dutch dyer in the color Vuur Bos, which means fire and forest. And it's from Linda from Wool Hobby. She also makes episodes in English, so go check her out. I will link her down below. She's a Dutch dyer. I love the color. It's merino sock yarn, and those socks will be very long, so they have a slouchy leg. I love the look of that. So I am at the leg right now. I did knit the heel, and the same, that's nice to mention maybe, the same as I always knit 10 rounds all stitches just straight for the toe, I do that also at the back of the heel. I always use the shadow wrap short row heel, and that heel is finished here. And after the heel, I at the back of the leg, so not at the front but at the back, I always knit 10 rounds straight. When I change color, when I do the heel in a contrasting color, I do change the color, but especially with the stitch pattern, I start the stitch pattern after 10 rounds after finishing the heel, because you can maybe see it on the sock blocker. The heel is finished right here, but as you can see, the shape of the heel is also a little bit there. It's just, I think I do until here. The heel is like, yeah, a little bit of this part, I guess. I'm not very sensitive on my feet, so I think the main reason why I learned it once was when you are adding a stitch pattern, it can be sensitive on your heels. I don't think that's a problem for me, but I just love the look of it. So I'm just a few rounds after starting with the stitch pattern also at the back. So now it's knit 3, purl 1 all around for 125 rounds, if I remember correct. I have to check my notes, but that's quite a while. And then my socks will be finished. So I really want to bring these socks with me when we go on holiday. And then I will cast on the surprise sock knit along from Stephen West. And also my mini skeins are waiting there. 2 weeks ago I received a mini sock set from another Dutch dyer. She made the set Summer Night at the Campsite. She asked me for some color inspiration, and I did share my color inspiration, and she dyed the most beautiful skeins, and I want to make stripy long leg socks. So that would be a lovely project for the holiday too. Yeah, so that's really nice. I am really on a finish all my projects train. I didn't bring it with me. I am quite far on my granny square tote. I only have to do the strands or the straps. I always get confused by those two words. Strands, the things you put over your shoulder from a bag. In Dutch we call it hengsels. It's a total different word. You know what I mean. I finished all the squares and I only have to do that part and weave in some yarn ends. So it's quite close to finishing. And when I put all my works in progress on the table last week, it really helped me. I felt the need to cast on all the things, but it really helped me to want to finish a few projects first, because otherwise it will be too much. But yesterday I did cast on a new project. I ordered some yarns online. So I received a box with yarn. I did buy quite some drops bell. I never worked with it before, but I heard so many people working with it and getting happy from it. They were really happy knitting with it. So I thought, okay, let's try myself. And I bought it in different colors. I have one surprising color. I have one more. I don't think the Drops Bell has a very wide color spectrum. Maybe a lot more brighter colors, but that's not really my thing. The green is a little bit of a surprise, but it's a soft green. Yeah, I never knit, no, that's not true. I did knit green things, but not lighter green. But I think it can be fun. I ordered the yarns in all 4 or 5 balls. My Senna cardigan is knitted in Sandnes Line. and Sandnesline, I think I should say it like that. And I only used 3.8 skeins, and I'm a little bit surprised because that's way less than the pattern suggests. But I thought when I order 4 or 5 yarn balls, I can make summer tops and maybe tees and maybe sleeveless cardigans or cardigans with short sleeves. I can choose, and I have a few patterns in mind. I still want to make a love letter top. I see everybody is making the love letter top in those colors. I thought maybe I can make a black one. I didn't see much black ones, so maybe I like that. Also, I have a sleeveless Coran cardigan I really love to wear. That I did wear it last week, and I thought, oh, maybe I need more of that. The Senna cardigan. There are a lot of opportunities, so I just bought several colors, and not with special combinations in mind. They can be anything they want to be, or I want them to be. You don't have an own opinion. I'm the boss. I decide. You can think with me. You can say what you like, but I decide. Yeah. I also did buy some drops Daisy. I heard Rebecca talking about it, and according on the website, I saw this must be a non-superwash merino yarn. That surprised me a little bit, but I would love to make a Senna cardigan or something like that in this merino yarn, because merino yarn I can have on my skin in summer, on colder summer days. So that would be lovely too, a short-sleeved cardigan. I already casted something off yesterday. I couldn't wait. I am really thinking so much about summer projects for weeks and weeks. I was planning a summer cast on all the things I had in mind, but it never happened, and it was actually kind of annoying. I did cast on new works, but I didn't know what to want, and yesterday I thought, okay, just cast on a thing right now. Something's happening in my summer wardrobe. I made quite some summer garments, but they were in woolly yarn sometimes, not the perfect yarn choice, perfect for colder days but not for warmer days. And what I also did was I made them quite tight fitted. And when I was wearing those garments last week, I realized that I didn't like to wear a tight fit when it was really warm. I love to have some positive ease then, so the air can brush a little bit through. I don't know if you say it like that, but you know what I mean. And I also thought, did I gain some weight? I think I did a little bit. But I also realized that I put my cotton knitted garments just in the laundry on 40 degrees. And of course, cotton can shrink a little bit. So when it comes out of the laundry, it did shrink, and when you wear it, it gets the fabric gets softer again. So maybe that it was not the best thing to do. I don't do my cottons on hand wash. I don't know why. I just think it's cotton. Maybe I should be more careful, but maybe the garments are a little bit shrinked in the laundry. And I did a little bit grow, not in the laundry. So that combination made me realize that I have to add a lot of more summer garments to my wardrobe, of course, because we are never satisfied, are we? Last summer I thought, okay, now I am complete. How good is it? And now I am far from complete. I need more songbird skirts. I need more estuary skirts. I need more tees. I need more tops. I need more t-shirts. So how could I think I was complete last summer? We will never get bored. But I did cast on the Thea top. The Thea top is a top I saw on one of my knitting friends 2 years ago, I guess, and I immediately thought, oh, I want that top too. It looks so beautiful. It looked so beautiful on her. It was quite a low neckline. The Thea top, I forgot to check the designer. I think it's Paula Strict, a German designer, but I'm not sure, and I don't think I have the time to edit the picture in. I will explain it later why I don't have the time for that. today. But I will link it down in the show notes so you can check. But the Thea top was looking so good on my friend, and I told her I want to make one myself, and not much later I found the pattern as a present, as a gift from her in my Ravelry inbox, so that was a heart jumping moment. And last year I did start 2 times with the Thea top. The first time I did with a worsted weight cotton, dark brown, but the fabric was way too heavy and too stiff, so I did frog it. And the second one was with sport weight leftover cotton yarns, and it was a little bit too tiny for me because it's meant for a worsted weight, the pattern, and I didn't realize it would be tiny, and it was also quite bright. But my 70-year-old girl, no, not 70, I don't have a 70-year-old daughter, 17-year-old girl, she loved to wear it, so she did wear it quite a lot last summer. But I still didn't have one my own. So I cast it on yesterday with the drops bell in the pink color. I think it's color 21, if I remember correctly. And, let me share 2 threads. We don't want it. We want to keep organized. We want to stay organized. Again, my crochet hook was involved in this project, and I really love it. I really love it. You only need it for a little moment, but I love it when crochet and knitting are coming together in one project. So you do a provisional cast on, and a provisional cast on is a very clever and nice and also not very difficult way to pick up stitches. The Thea top is a top-down pattern, so this will be the back part. It will be here. Oh no, this way. The yellow. Oh, I did it correct. It will be this way. And when I finished, I have to knit a certain needles. And when I finish that, I can pick up. You can unravel the crochet part, and then you have all those stitches, all those loops as live stitches, and you just have to put on your needle in it. And your stitches are live again, so you don't get a a seam, a neat. It's not visible on the shoulders because you will pick up the stitches, and then you can knit the front part at the right and the front part at the left, and you do some increases, and then they will join, and then you can join. They will connect, and then you can join the front and the back part. It's really one of my favorite constructions because you can play with the neckline. I don't think it's necessary to modify the neckline because it's quite deep already. Yeah, but it's really nice. And also the top down. I really love top down patterns because you can see how far you can come with the yarn you have. I did buy two skeins of knitting for olive silk last week, 2 weeks ago, and I checked all the patterns, but all the patterns I could find for it were all bottom up, and it was a little bit tricky if I would have enough. And that I don't know if I dare to start, because then you are on the shoulder straps and then you ran out of yarn. So that maybe I should have bought one extra yarn ball. I don't know what to do, but that I prefer top down, because then you don't have the problem. It only will be a little bit shorter, but when it's okay, it's okay. The Thea top is actually a stockinette top, but I realized that only knitting stockinette is a little bit too boring for me, and also I'm not a neat knitter, so I can use some structure in my stitches. I love knitting this way. I did knit a garter ridge at after a few rows, and then I did a garter and a lace ridge, but I will skip the lace. I love the look of the lace. I think it's very nice and neat, but I want to be able to wear this garment with only my bra under it. And when I do the lace on the repeat, you can look through the lace. You will see my bra and my skin, and I don't think I'm comfortable with it. I don't have a bra in this color. I only wear black underwear. A few years ago, I decided to only wear black, and it works out pretty good for me. Just thinking in the morning if I want a pink, a beige, a neutral, of a nude, do you say, a white, a black, a grey bra or underwear. That's too much opportunities for me. I just have only all the same, several pieces, all the same. So the only thing I have to think about is put it in the laundry and pick a clean one. And that's just 1 second and no color picking stress. So that works out pretty good for me. But yeah, my bra will be visible through the lace part, and I don't like that. So I think I will keep this lace idea for one of my sleeveless cardigans, because when I make a cardigan of it, the gaps between the buttons will also make me prefer to wear a camisole under it. So then there can be lace too. But for this one, I only will make garter ridges. The garter ridges, it's knitting very nice because I knit a garter ridge every 6th row. So 5 rows of stockinette and then 1 garter ridge. It makes, yeah, it makes your knitting work flying off your needles because you knit to the next point. It's the same. I always put a stitch marker after every 10 rounds on my socks, and it makes you think, let me knit to the 10, let me knit to a little bit, and then I'm at 10. Or when you are knitting, okay, I knit until I'm at the garter ridge, and then I will vacuum or do the laundry, or clean, or start to cook, or stop, or just knit the next part. So it really gives structure, of course, literally. You know what I mean? Literally. When you say that so many times after each other, it sounds very weird. So the fabric will be structured, but also the process will be structured. 5 rows, I'm still knitting rows, 5 rows stockinette, 1 garter ridge, 5 stockinette, 1 garter, 5 stockinette, 1 garter. That's also structure. I just love structure in many ways. So yeah, very nice that it's finally on my needles. It's finally happening, the Thea top. I hope it will work out. I didn't check my gauge, so that's quite exciting. I'm knitting the smallest size, so yeah. We shall see. Yeah, I have one other thing to share. This is a beautiful skein which I received this winter from a Dutch dyer. Her name is Manon from Witzomer. She dyes the most beautiful skeins. This one, it's a deep yellow with some brown and a little bit of greenish over it. It is merino sock yarn, and because of the merino, I immediately thought maybe I want to make a summer garment of it. A little tee, a little top, I mean. I know there are some Jessie May patterns. I have this little secret summer crop. It's with the rib stitch, but there's also a plain version you can knit from one skein. So I was thinking maybe I want to make that from top from it. And then I saw one of the newest patterns of Jacqueline Cieslak. It's the Sporty Tank. I think that's the name. I also bought the pattern this morning. The Sporty Tank, and I love the high back. The Jessie May pattern has an empty back, and you can cross your strands, your straps, if you want to. But your back is it's a low back, and this one was a high back and a rib stitch, and I really love the look of it, and I think it's really a garment I would love to wear. It's also made with a fingering weight yarn, and you can knit a few sizes with one skein. I think my size is the last one you can knit with one skein. So that that made me think of this skein, because also the merino yarn and the tank top, the shape of the tank top, I always wear those tank tops, camisoles, exact the same model, the same fit. So I thought maybe it can also be an extra warm, lovely layer in winter under your other garments. So I really wanted to knit that. So I'm dreaming of it for weeks right now, and now I made the first step this morning. I did buy the pattern, And now the second thing I will do is make a yarn cake of this lovely skein. And there's no time for the third step, casting on. I think I have to give it some attention and some focus in the beginning, but at one point it will be an easy project that it's just just knitting the same over and over again. And because it's fingering weight, it will be time consuming, I guess, but I have no hurry with it. I love the color. It's really a deep summer yellow color. So I love working on it during the summer, but it's not really a problem when it's not finished quickly, because I can wear it as a warm layer in winter too. I had some technical issues this morning with my phone. I was filming my episode, or at least I thought I was, but then when I was ready, my phone told me, I didn't see that while I was talking, but my phone told me, enough, it's enough, you talked enough, I don't want to store it anymore. So I had to check, and my storage was full on my phone, and I actually thought that was not possible. Yeah, of course it was possible, but that the limit was far away. But then after some research, it took me some time, I realized my trash bin on my phone was completely full. Of course, making these daily videos, when my videos on YouTube, I clean my laptop, and on my laptop I do empty the trash bin. Do you say trash bin? I googled for the word. There were different options. Bin. In Dutch we call it prullenbak. Trash bin sounds good. But I know, and I also clean my my videos and photos on my phone. I always film with my phone, but I didn't empty the trash bin. So the trash bin was completely full, and my phone told me, I can't handle your talking anymore. And when I checked the trash bin, I realized there were more than 800 videos and even more pictures in it. So I thought, okay, that's a little bit too much. So I emptied it all. And now I have enough space, and my phone is happy again. But my time, I did run out of time because I had an appointment and I couldn't do all the things I did plan for this morning. And I have some appointments later in the day too. So there's only a little bit of your daily portion of slow television, seeing Sarah winding the skein into a yarn cake. And that's all for today, I guess. But you probably won't mind. Okay, so that was it for today. I hope you enjoyed. I love talking to you as always, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you for watching.
You feel like summer days to me, warm, tender, sunny rays. I hope that we are meant to be. You say nothing at all when we meet, yet somehow I know your history. Oh, come what may, I'm ready. Picture frames, lavender pain, they all live here within this romance. I get the chance to stop the run and be the lucky one. Odd thoughts and some dusty dreams, and we seem to find common ground. Guess everyone's got their own sound. I never cared much about fitting in, what's right or a sin.